Sup homies, I wanted to make a quick video on how I made $96,000 off of one client in 48 hours. This client was a long-term close. It actually took me like 4 months to close this person. I had initially reached out in 1 month, sent him a couple videos, cold video pitches. He said he was sort of interested, follow up in a month. I did it again. At that month, I took an introductory discovery call with him, found out what he needed, but he still wasn't totally invested. So then I followed up the next month with a bunch of different testimonials of people that he actually knew. And then finally I got on a call with him and I was actually able to close him, and from him pulled 20 more clients in a matter of 48 hours that all paid me upfront $4,800. So there's two things I want to break down in this video. Number one, how to close prospects that are already very successful, because it's actually really challenging. And number two, how to use very successful prospects to get way more referrals out of it, and you too can make 96K in the course of like a weekend. So number one, how do you close prospects that are already very successful? Oftentimes when new closers come to me, this is the number one problem that they actually struggle with. When we're doing call reviews, they're like, well, he didn't really have a problem, so there was nothing to close him on. Yeah, no. When it comes to closing prospects, there's really only two things we focus on to do gap sales. So number one, we have to identify that gap and then really stretch it so it seems impossible for the prospect to win and achieve their desired outcome without us. But there's really only two things we focus on to find that gap. For really medium tier, lesser sophisticated, lesser successful buyers, we focus on their pain points. What's going on? How long has it been going on? How does it affect their life outside of work? What have they already tried? And we basically just lay out the map to show them that they've already tried everything. Something needs to change, and it's actually really hurting them not to change it. The other frame is the unachieved outcome. This is what you use on highly sophisticated, highly successful prospects to widen the gap. This prospect in specific was already at 100K a month. So I'm not going to talk to him like, well, what's going on? What's the problem? He would just relay, there really is no problem. So what I did right in the beginning of the call was focus on his goals. And I immediately found that he actually wanted to exit his business. Now we're starting to find a gap. So because he wanted to exit his business, he actually needed help with attracting talent to his business, increasing his profit margin, and of course, a consistent way to constantly get new clients. Because without that consistency, no buyer is going to want to buy your business, or they're going to do it for a terrible multiple because there's a lot of risk implied there. I didn't focus on pain points, but I focused on the ideal outcome. Once he exits, what does he want to be doing? Does he want to be consulting other businesses? Does he want to be helping other people smaller than them grow? And it turns out, yeah, that's exactly what he wanted to do. So the call's about marketing, but we probably spent 50% of it talking about what he's going to be doing after this exit. Once I found exactly that picture perfect, crystal clear, ideal outcome, I started painting back to him the pitch. And the pitch should always simultaneously be the reason why everything the prospect has tried in the past didn't work and why this time will be different. So he had tried things like, local events, going to conventions, power partnerships with local businesses to get people to come into his, but all of these things were really inconsistent. So I relayed back to him the reason he's not at 160K a month where he wanted to be is because he didn't have a consistent way to close new clients and a consistent way to get at-bats to close new people every single day. And I explained to him exactly why everything he's tried in the past didn't work. And then when I basically went over my agency and how we were going to get him consistency inside of his business, it was really a no-brainer because I had explained why everything else didn't work and why this time's going to be absolutely different. I ended up closing the deal. I put on my little business owner hat and I assumed that he probably had a lot of pull with other businesses, because oftentimes if people are talking about exiting a business, they probably have done a lot of market research around them and they know a lot of people, or two, they probably already have some minor success and other people around them have noticed. And I found that he actually was inside of a Facebook group of hundreds of other businesses just like him. I actually offered him a kickback of 5% of every single person that closed off of his name. We did a little promotional video together that was really only 15 minutes. We highlighted his results, that he wanted to exit, that everybody else should be doing this, and we posted inside of the Facebook group. Then I put real scarcity on the offer. I said I was only only going to take 20 clients in the next 48 hours. We had 60 people try and get in, and we did actually only take 20, but we made those 20 people pay their first 3 months in advance, which actually came out to $4,800 per person. And that's basically how we closed $96K off of 20 clients in 48 hours. It was one of the craziest weekends of my life. And it all came from this one client that for most other closers could never close because they would have been focused on a pain framework. So to recap everything in general, when you have successful clients on the line, focus on their ideal outcome, exiting their business, scaling their business, helping other businesses grow. Then, once you find people that you can power partner with, give them a kickback. Give them 5% or 10% of cash collected on closes. Do a promotional video with them, see if you can post in a Facebook group, run some advertisements with them, then put real scarcity on an offer and just close as many people as you can. And then collect cash up front for a couple months of service, give your power partner his kickback, and then immediately go out and hire the best talent that you possibly can to ensure that all these people succeed. So that one client became our power partner, got us 20 more people, all those testimonials on the websites, and it actually helped me sell my agency for a couple $1,000,000 to a strategic buyer. So overall, guys, you need to be focusing on closing the most successful clients with a desired outcome framework and an unachieved goal, not a pain framework. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. Implement this tomorrow. Let me know in the comments how it works for you and your business. And as always, I am constantly giving away free content in how exactly I scaled my business to being able to sell it to a strategic buyer for $1,000,000. Go ahead and hit sub if you want a ton of free tips and you want to make a ton of money. I'll see you guys in the next one.